people keep repeating questions, or probably lecturers are lazy and they keep repeating questions to the extent that students can predict what next a lecturer is going to just like. They can do permutation and just like, ma worry, and they will pass. I mean, what skill is there? Can we say there's success in future for someone that keeps relying on past questions? That's number one. Number two, on mentorship. I mean, I thank God for your life because you have so many people that were there to just like mentor you, take you different subjects. I mean, but nowadays it's more or less like people want to do things for money. They're not ready to just like, Ali will say teacher that is ready to say, come, let me start teaching you all these things. But they are like, what exactly does your parents want to pay? I mean, I need to feed my own kids as well. So how do you, as a student, how do you just like take advantage of mentorship even when people are just like demanding for something in return?
Excellent question. So for the first one, is there a deficiency in our academic system? I mean, that seems to be an obvious answer because, of course, there is. I happen to have taken exams both locally and internationally, and I know that the way in which we take exams or the way in which we go about exams in this country, we're really, really far behind. So it's really funny, you know, that it is the way he asked the question, because I want to kind of dissect what he said. He said, is there a deficiency in the way we answer questions such that we can predict from reading past questions? Now, that kind of presupposes that we're not supposed to be able to predict, the questions. It should not be like that, which, is a more fundamental problem because the exams I'm taking, I'm currently in a university in the United States, online. It's an online program right now. I'm taking an executive program. And our exams are open exams. What that means is you're given the questions, you have 48 hours to provide all the answers. Use Google, use anything you want, but provide those answers within 48 hours, right? In the middle of that exam, you can go back and learn before you make that choice, because it's programmed, so it's a choice. Once you select, it's either right or wrong, and it counts against you if it is wrong before you now select the correct one. It's not like option where you choose A and go ahead. The A is rejected, and now you have to look for the correct one. So you are still learning, even while you are taking exam. So even before you take that choice, you can go and Google, research, understand it well, and then you say, and then you come back and say, okay, the answer is B. So you're still learning, even though it's an exam. Because the real aim of an exam is that they want to be sure that before you move on to the next level, you got this. That's the real way our exams should be. So, but the way in which we have been preconditioned, which is how the question is coming now as well, is that we should not even, we should not be able to predict the answer at all. It should be very difficult. Like I also taught in a university a few years ago where it's like police inside the exam hall. Everybody is being watched. Everybody, and it's a system we grew up with in Nigeria, yes. So if I'm making just that simple comparison, I know this is not the way to go about exam at all. But in a system that we find ourselves, yes, past questions are a way for you to get an idea of what has been asked over the years, what an average student of that course should have known, and you should know as well. So I tell people that if you want to read with direction, you need to read with past questions. That gives you a sort of direction to, what you need to know before you take the exam. So there is a deficiency, but it's deeper than that. It's deeper than just being able to predict. We need to really change a lot of things. So the second question about mentoring, how do you go about mentoring? Okay, when you don't have the money or so. I'll just speak specifically about academic mentoring. And one of the ways to start is to collect the notes of senior colleagues. Collect their notes. You don't have to always speak with them, right? Just collect their notes. The notes you are going to have in class tomorrow, you may already have it in your hand. So you just go there And I mean, nothing is new under the sun, right? So, because most of the things the lecturer is dictating right now that you are rushing to write down, he said it last year, okay? The same jokes that he cracked last year that you are laughing at, he cracked it also. He's cracking it this year, but he cracked it last year too. If you want to know that he cracked it last year, ask the repeaters, the people that were there last year. They will tell you they are the ones that are not usually laughing at the joke, because the joke is not funny anymore. They are back to the same class, so the joke is not funny anymore. So there's nothing new under the sun. If you want to go about mentoring, start with getting the notes of senior colleagues, okay? Then get their materials that they used for the exam, all right? And one other thing again is that mentoring is not limited to senior colleagues. It's also, in fact, in the book, the first place is the lecturer himself. Okay, so get to that lecturer and ask for tutorial questions, past questions, just interact with him, because his own questions and pointers may be more relevant to you than what some senior colleagues did last year. So that's the first point of call before you go to past questions. So those are ways you can go about it, especially when the money is not there. Mentoring is not about really paying and doing a lot of engagement, right? Just engage them from time to time, show them things, ask them questions. Little time they have, let them give you pointers, and you are well on your way. I hope you got that. All right, thank you.
Okay, good day, everyone. My name is Gift. My first question, still directing it to Mr. Tolulope. My first question is, how do we set achievable goals? Personally, I've tried to set goals, and most of the time, I don't end up achieving those goals. Then, how do we set? Then, my second question is, how do I not have found the right mentor for my career path?
Okay, all right. So there is actually a kind of system that I use, to make sure that my goals are, achievable. Because first of all, your ultimate goal, please, I need your attention. Okay, so you may have like a goal, which is like a picture of a better future, right? And at the end of the day, first of all, before I even go to what I want to say, we don't all achieve our goals exactly the way we have set them. Okay, we usually, at least not in the time we have set. So sometimes we achieve like 50% of it, 70% of it. I present my results to my mentor all the time, and he will tell me, and I'm not going to give you that 60% you are giving yourself. I think you got 25% from what I'm saying. So sometimes we don't always achieve it like that. But my own method remains, something I've learned from my mentor, which is, it is about the after you have already set the goal, you break them down into months and whatever, break them into pieces. It boils down to what I call your targets. Now, pay attention to this. You aim at a goal, but you focus on the targets. Your target is something that is under your control, that you can